Welcome to Impacting Jamaica, where we spotlight the many but often ignored positive happenings, activities, projects, and investments at every level across every sector to inspire, motivate, and excite people everywhere. Impacting Jamaica is powered by the Flow Foundation.
Welcome again, listeners, to the Impacting Jamaica podcast. I'm your host, Luke Douglas. Our guest today is Bobby Clark, the founder and CEO of Irie Jam Radio. As you may know, in September, Irie Jam Radio ended its run of 30 years broadcasting mostly to the Caribbean community in New York City and surrounding areas, when its host station, WVIP FM, was sold. Now, this left the Caribbean without a voice in the New York area. But on Friday, Irie Jam Radio announced a new partnership with iHeartRadio to start broadcasting a new station online called Carib Star Radio. Bobby Clark, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Now, what does this mean for the Caribbean community in New York and surrounding areas?
Well, Luke, let me first say that they're the most resilient set of people in the world are Caribbean nationals, Jamaicans especially, and they don't scare you. They believe in what they believe in, and they're loyal to the T.
That's right.
So we have to defend their needs in this part of the world. It's very important that they have a voice, because here in America, if you have a voice, you don't exist. You're really not important at all. So when the station that we're on for 30 years got sold, it was important for us to find another way to reclaim that voice that we have lost. And the idea is not to only settle for what we had, but go beyond that. Find new ways to reach more people, to do bigger and better things for the Caribbean nationals here in the tri-state area, and no beyond the tri-state area. So it's a labor of love. It's a mission and vision being executed because we believe that we really have to make sure that the people who come from home in the Caribbean and settle elsewhere have that voice, have that representation, and are able to say, this is ours, and we can do this, and we can vote, and we can do things that just normal other ethnic set of people have. If we had left it as is, we would have been 30 years in the hole. We'd have been going backwards.
Right.
So it's a situation that we had to try and remedy quickly. And we did our best, and here's the results.
So, Irie Jam was on an FM radio station, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this new arrangement with iHeartRadio, that's online. It's on the internet, right?
So iHeart is the largest radio platform,
right,
in the world. So they own over 750 radio stations. They actually own radio stations, and they own their main business is streaming.
Okay. How many radio stations do they own there? You said that?
150.
Wow. And these are in America or the other parts?
All in America.
Okay, good. Mm-hmm.
Right. And their power to reach global is amazing.
Right.
So but they only stream in America.
Yes.
No, it's important that people understand that this is a platform that is immensely powerful. They made over $6 billion last year in earnings, right, US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a stronghold on all major cities. Anything to do with media, they're ahead by a lot. So it's a partnership that really comes with a lot of teeth. We can do whatever we want, and we can now partner with the biggest set of media companies in the world.
Right.
So we are moving far ahead of what we lost.
Okay.
Now, this is just step one in a 6-phase expansion that we have planned. I can't go too deep into that yet because there's more to come. but this is step one.
Gotcha.
That we're right. So, and for the first time ever, it on this one platform, if you're in Atlanta, you'll be able to hear what people are saying in New York and Brooklyn and Bronx, and you'll be able to be connected completely, which is one of the major missions that we had at Irie Jam.
So what about us in Jamaica? Will we be able to hear Irie Jam on iHeartRadio?
Yes.
Oh.
Because we also are allowed to stream on our app and our website and on the bridge. Well, the bridge is open, so we can also, you can hear a lot of things happening. So you'll be hearing everything.
Okay.
You'll access everything, yes.
Right. So you'll have this sort of back and forth like you do have on the bridge at present with New York, other cities in the United States. For those who don't know, well, they should know that the bridge is Irie Jam's radio station here in Jamaica, broadcasting on 99 FM.
99.1, 0.3, 0.7, 0.5, 0.9. So we own the 99 dial.
Fantastic. Now, one of the concerns I had was that a lot of people listen to the radio when they are driving, right? So they switch the radio in their car as they drive. But the internet now, that would be something a little new to tune in online. Do you see people making that transition?
Yeah, man. So here's the story. We have remedies coming online to fix that issue relatively soon. Mm-hmm. But when I drive now in my car, the Bluetooth and the streaming are a part of what I do. So I listen to the bridge in New York.
Okay, good.
Because I can, once your car has Bluetooth capabilities, then you'll be able to program that station in your car.
Right.
But as I said, probably before the end of the year, we'll have a different remedy that they might be very happy.
Okay, good. What about cost? The switch from that FM format to online format, what does that mean for Irie Jam in terms of your costs?
I'll just say that the cost for the station that we're on, this move is way less. Mm-hmm. Way less in cost for us at the company.
Right.
Where the iHeart deal is of such that it gives us more leverage and more access and more opportunities to do what we want. So the cost is less and the gains are more because of the coverage.
Right. And what are your advertisers saying about the move?
Let me say, so if I had an advertiser who sells, let's say, I have one, who sells vitamins, they ship their vitamins to whoever calls in. So now we're be able to get calls from the 52 states of America. Their potential income is quadrupled because now our audience is not just New York, but national.
Right,
So,
and their rates would be similar, or would there be some savings for them as an advertiser?
oh, definitely, definitely.
Good.
And I think that's the major gains that we're looking to.
Is online radio the way to go, or do you think that FM is dying and people are switching to online eventually? What do you think is happening?
No. I think I do not believe that radio is dying in any way. I think that the online complements the terrestrial radio at all times, and I believe that the local stations are there to serve the local communities. So if there is an accident in Brooklyn, you want the people of Brooklyn to know.
Exactly.
Right. So in no way should it be a case where the online doesn't allow you to be local, to be able to go into the business in the Bronx and do a broadcast and get people excited about making money in their own business. I don't believe in the master station that has no connection with the local.
Yes.
It has to connect to the local people who are going to school, going to work, and be a part of their daily lives. That is what I believe it is for.
Right. So I noticed that your name is Carib Star Radio. Is that something that suggests that you'll be going to the region, the Caribbean region? What's with the name Carib Star Radio?
Well, here's the story. So there's a couple of things attached to that. One, as you said, yes, we will be going to the region, do not only a Jamaican but a Caribbean-based broadcast system. You can get news and sports and entertainment and music out of the different islands on a regular basis. So Irie Jam will be on Carib Star as a program.
Oh, okay.
So although the Irie Jam is a parent company, Irie Jam as a program will be heard on Carib Star. And that would encompass a lot of the Jamaican music and entertainment as we're known for. But we have to involve Trinidad, Barbados, and the rest of the island. Because if we're going to go national, I want to attach ourselves to the entire Caribbean diaspora, not just Jamaica. Because it makes more sense that way. And we're from the same region, and we're doing a lot.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
As our family grows, our home internet needs have grown too.
And now, with Flow's fiber-fast internet and smart Wi-Fi coverage, we're always connected in any room at home.
With Yacht and Road Plus, get gig speed, fiber-fast internet, smart Wi-Fi, plus unlimited mobile on the go. All for the special offer of only $6,999 plus GCT a month. Fiber-fast internet and smart Wi-Fi coverage inspired by you. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to our podcast.
Speaking about the radio and music, how important is Irie Jam to Jamaican music and spreading Jamaican and Caribbean music in America? How important is that?
Well, I take responsibility seriously. I take my responsibility to the industry seriously, because there is no other option. If you look at it, people are trying to do their own thing here and there, and you have a very sparse amount of music being heard, and music being charted, and music being paying royalties. So it's important as an industry that if we're going to move forward, we need to be able to represent the culture, music in a big way, and Irie Jam has done that for its entire 30-year period. So there is Sirius Radio, who has a channel called The Joint is one of them. And then Shaggy has his own channel now next week.
Okay.
On Sirius. So the more of us putting the music out there and putting our culture and traditions in the forefront,
yes,
is the more the music and the industry will benefit. And with the fact now that we can run our own ads and we can do our own marketing and promotion as if we were on air on terrestrial, that means for the first time we can sell spots, we can do commerce, we can make sure that the goods and services of our region now has connection to the people who came from that region. So for the first time, Grace Kennedy can, with one advertising in Jamaica through the bridge or one of our associates, you can now buy an ad that will reach all the 52 states.
Good.
And you can now be able to touch and say, we can give you actual logistics to say, here's how many people heard it over this period. And you are now able not to do the sparse advertising thing, but you can do a bulk and get to everybody one time. That's what the iHeart deal affords us now for the first time. Hence why this is better than just the terrestrial in one market.
Right. In terms of social media, your Instagram and YouTube and so on, will your station be on those platforms at the same time? Yeah. How does that work?
Right. So the iHeart deal does not affect anything that we do as Irie Jam or even Carib Star outside of the iHeart platform. So while we're heard on iHeart as a distribution platform, we can do what we want. still do our marketing, our promotion through social media and other things on the normal way we were doing it now.
Brilliant.
So it's a very open deal. It gives us a lot of power to keep our identity very, very clear.
Yes.
Very, very clear. And that's important to us, not to get lost in the shuffle of a major corporate entity, you know?
Right. Let me understand. The Sirius Radio is like a competitor to iHeart, or how does that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
So Sirius Radio is another platform that you can purchase. iHeart is free.
Yeah.
But Sirius, you purchase a package and you can listen to all their stations.
Okay.
And just like iHeart, they're in your car, they're in your house, and they're on all possible platforms. So Alexa and TuneIn, and you can find their channels also.
Right. Well, for those who didn't know about Irie Jam and its 30th year, what was your main focus? Was it music? Did you do hard news? What was the mix like?
Because we're serving the 2.5 million people in New York, we had to do a lot of different things for everybody. So our demographic ranged from 10-year-old to 85-year-old. So there's music, there's talk shows, there's features, there's all gamuts of audio and video that we have to cover because our audience is vast. So for about 30 years, it was, I would say, 75% music, and the other 25 was talk and related talk material. Right.
I know you mentioned that you have this 6-point plan going forward, and I don't know if you want to touch on what's coming, or do you want to keep your cards close to your chest?
All I can say is that we're very excited about the vision and the mission, and we're very excited to be a part of a media landscape that is the biggest in the world. And as we move into the other aspects of our growth plan, we're looking at ownership. We're looking at expanding not only to more audio and more radio stations and more streaming, but we're going into the visual aspect of our reach.
Right. Because you definitely need some video and some pictures. That's what the young people gravitate to. Get them looking at the phones and so on. Good.
And that's a big, huge part of the growth process. And in very short order, it's not going to be a case where it's going to take very long to see where we're headed. So the idea is to be a full-fledged Caribbean. I'll say one of our companies is called CGN. That actually is the parent company, Caribbean Global Network. So in that name, it gives you an idea of what we're trying to do and how we're going to get it done. So we're going to reach all Caribbean diasporans and lovers of the Caribbean globally. So this is what we're doing now to make sure that we can keep the Caribbean at the forefront of all media, all entertainment. Because again, other people do it for their genres and their territories. So it's just automatic for us to say, okay, let us do our own films, let us do our own sitcoms, let us create our own movie studios. Because it makes perfect sense. We have an audience that will pay for anything that they deem quality. So if we have our own homegrown audience that is yearning for content, then why would we let someone else do it?
In terms of talent for your media products, do you see this new arrangement, new relationship, creating more opportunities for on-air talent and so on in Jamaica as well as in New York and elsewhere?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I'm sure that your listeners of this podcast and everybody else looking on at what's happening, one of the things that we're tasked to do is create more opportunity for our people. So we want the young and the old, everybody involved, to say, I want to be a broadcaster. I want to be a sportscaster on your talent, TV and film and whatever else you're doing. So as we make these connections to the international market, then it would make sense that we hire those who are interested in being a part of the growth. Mm-hmm. So to me, if you are looking at this podcast or in the newspapers, wherever you find it in socials, you're going to see an opportunity for you to be able to expand your career or be a part of this growing media industry that we're doing. I believe that it is important that we give opportunities to our people, because you know why? It's harder to get opportunities elsewhere.
True.
So if we can provide this platform for our people to grow and excel and compete on a global scale, then this is what we're going to do.
Fantastic. So when the station you were on was sold after 30 years, it's like they pulled the rug from under you. What can you do, or what can you say to prevent something like this from happening again? I mean, yes, iHeart is your platform, so to speak. Can anything go wrong with all of this?
Of course.
I'm not being pessimistic, just
no, man.
questioning.
And here's where I go back to the 6-point plan.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't own it, it can happen again. If we don't have full control of it, it can happen again. So our immediate plans might happen before the end of the year is to own our media platforms, to own what we do outside of the Caribbean, because the diaspora is where we live. The diaspora is what has made money for our families here and in the Caribbean.
Indeed.
So if we're going to strive as a community and as a people, we have to own it, because then it's fickle. So to me, owning is priority and owning is paramount, and that is where we've set our hats, and that's where our goal lies. So until we own it, it means nothing.
And for the time being, if you're bringing in the numbers on your channel, that will benefit iHeart. So it will be a win-win for both. Yeah.
Well, they're business people. They're not doing this because they think that I'm a great person.
Exactly.
Because they see the potential. They understand the market. We're catering to an entire hemisphere.
Yes.
So if they can be a part of that hemisphere growth and the connecting to that hemisphere, then it makes sense.
Right.
So,
are they heard in Canada as well?
Yes, they are.
Oh, brilliant. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Good.
We already have Canadian connections at another station there, but we're now once the iHeart deal starts in January, there will be Canadian connection.
Indeed.
So it's important for us to understand that it's not a by the way, oops kind of thing. It took us a long time to get these things done, and it took us a lot of negotiating, because we also don't want to be a slave to a corporate entity. So we have to negotiate so that we have full access and freedom to do what we want.
Brilliant.
So that's what we have.
Right. Any parting words you'd like to give to our listeners?
I need everybody to be cognizant of how to help Jamaica and how to build Jamaica and the Caribbean. And one of the things that I've always said, support Jamaican goods and services. It's not just me saying it frivolously. If you only buy Kellogg's cornflakes in Jamaica, then we're going to die.
Yes.
You have to find a balance where you purchase Jamaican but grown products. You find ways to support the companies in Jamaica, and you make a real effort to put your money where your mouth is.
Yes.
If you want jobs to get better, and you want people to actually live a better life, and even to fight poverty and crime, buy Jamaican products. Look in your cupboard and take out the ones that are not from Jamaica or not from the Caribbean, because every purchase you make for those products only helps the people in other countries and other situations. Yeah, my pet peeve is to find ways to build your country, find ways to put back into your country, and that is the easiest way for people listening to this. just know that we're here in America fighting hard to make sure we send you money. So when you get that money, don't give it to another person outside of Jamaica. Not all of it. I know it's hard, but you really have to try to see where the growth is. And the growth is your dollar. Your biggest, loudest noise you can make is to spend your money with people in Jamaica, because that when it circles back into the community, it's going to find its way back into the community, into your pocket. So you really have to look at it holistically and make decisions for your family and the country by doing what is important, which is buying and putting your money in Jamaican institutions. Yeah.
Indeed, Bobby. It's a pleasure speaking with you. All the best with your new venture, Carib Star Radio, on the iHeart platform, and keep flying the flag high in the New York for Jamaica and on behalf of Jamaicans here and abroad. It's been a pleasure. And as you said, we have to produce or die. We have to export or we won't survive. And I fully endorse what you have said today. Yes.
Thank you very much, Luke, and I really appreciate the time that you took to do that. So I appreciate that.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Impacting Jamaica is powered by the Flow Foundation. If you or anyone you know is involved with projects and activities that excite, motivate, and encourage, email us at impactingjamaica@gmail.com. That's all one word, impactingjamaica@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.